Is it too early to tell y'all what I was thinking about yesterday? Then on this note,
Go ahead. Here we go.
Eh,
Here we go. Get ready to dump you.
I
But
thought I really thought about this for about an hour yesterday.
okay. All right. Let's hear it.
2028, man. I'm thinking about running for president of the United States. If I start right now today,
Notty,
if I start my,
you got my support, man.
because
You
guess
got
what
my
I'm gonna do?
support.
I was thinking about a reparations plan. I was thinking about a re-education plan, getting teachers raises. Like
Right.
I really was formulating my whole campaign. And I said, if I start today, in 4 years, will I be ready to be president of the United States of America?
Like I just said, Donald Trump with no experience was president of the United States of America. He's got a good chance of winning again. Hell no. Why not?
Right.
I believe in you. I trust you. I believe in you way more than I do Trump. So
I
why
figure
would I
in
vote
2
for you,
years-
Notty?
Know it alls. What's up and happy 2025. I'm wearing the same glasses that are in the promo. What it is, yo, what's up? It's your girl, Arle Michelle, aka Arlewood, and your boy Notty with the No Show in 2025. We hadn't seen y'all since
What's
last year.
happening?
Hey, Notty.
What's going on?
I was trying to have they say Monday, I had the senator's wife hair. I was trying to get my senator's wife hair back, but it won't do right. This weather won't let it be great, I guess. I don't know.
Right, you got that Marjorie Green.
Oh, she's a representative, and no. Give me Maxine Waters. Give me
right.
anybody else but Marjorie Taylor. Jesus, now they want me to jump through I told y'all I ain't arguing with people no more, so y'all about to be real sad. We'll be like, just go blank screen. Beep! You're gonna be gone.
Yeah, how was your holiday season?
Holiday was awesome sauce. My favorite human, that's what I call my son, was able to come home for a little while. And of course, I had to go, be all back, doctor's appointments, all that kind of stuff. But holidays are like family time for me. I didn't get to do any Christmas shopping this year because it was too much. And I'm the kind
Right.
of gift giver that I listen to you all year and try to make sure you get something that you're really going to use. And I don't just buy gifts like, well, I got you a gift. Most people go, oh my God, you were listening. Oh my God, how did you know? Oh my God. So, yeah.
Right.
How was your holiday? Do you celebrate Christmas?
No, I
I didn't
don't.
think so.
But it's cool though. I was on the grind as usual. On the grind as usual. Just got back from Orlando a few days ago.
Okay, what you doing in
On the
Orlando?
business, just a business conference down there. Just it got a new business venture, but getting training, understanding more about financial literacy, and and with and also getting into, like I said, I'm taking my test to get my insurance license to sell insurance,
Oh, cool.
annuities, IULs, life insurance with living benefits, things of that nature to help families, help families maintain wealth going forward. It's going to be very important, definitely with a lot of older people. The older you get, you got to understand a lot. Most 70%, 70, maybe 72% of elderly people, they get sick before they die, you know,
Mm,
and a lot of times they don't have the money for the proper care. Or if you have to get some sort of living assistance or things of that nature, those things cost.
a lot of money.
And if you don't have the money set aside for those things, you can either go be without, or you could put a burden on other family members who have to take care of that situation. So it's important to go ahead and put premiums and things of that aside right now. It's important to understand having a trust and a will. Those are two separate things. Your
Yep.
trust and a will.
And
So
both very complicated, even regardless. I took when I was in law school, I did not take wills, trust, and estates, but it's on the bar. And we took like
hmm
a crash course to get and I was like, oh my God, y'all want us to be confused. This is nothing. It requires a little tedious, especially a trust. And even,
right.
there's some things or parts of wills that people, you write a will, but those can be contested, but you can put stuff in a trust and then you can get. So yeah, very, very important. Very
r-
important to have those things under wraps. Even if you don't really have anything, it at least keeps people from taking what you do have. Just
Right.
like that's ours.
Well, you
Don't.
don't want your stuff to be caught up in probate.
Yep.
You want to be able to give your things to your children or whoever you decide that you want to give them to without having to go through litigation.
Yep.
So um I'm working with a company, HGI, that's like the Progressive, where we use a lot of whatever company is going to be best, whether that's North American, nationwide, uh,
Lincoln
Corebridge
Financial.
Financial, Lincoln Financial, Annexus. I mean, there's so many different companies that we're tied into under the branch of Integrity, which is one of the largest financial firms.
Uh-oh. Is my phone, is Notty freezing? He was telling us all this good information. And I think he froze, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go see if it's me freezing. Y'all just don't never know. You can't never tell. Let me see. I don't think it's me though. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, it's not me. It's not. He's frozen. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the No Show. It is your girl Arle Michelle and Notty, who is in the frozen. At least he was not frozen with his mouth open or something crazy where we could be having no diddy and all that stuff. Today, we have a great show for you. So I'm gonna go over here and figure out how to maneuver these little things over here because y'all know I'll be doing all that stuff. Um, we have a great show for you today. We have a new segment. We have some stuff to talk about in our old segments. Straight up, the clown show is starting, y'all. Oh, I'm glad Natty gone. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I feel like Ryan when Doug leave and then he come right back. The clown show is starting. Some of the stuff may make sense and you have to think about it, but it just feels like it doesn't because what you promised was you was gonna cut some prices and make us all get our money back in our pockets. What you worried about is something else. So there's some doing too much. There is some relationship stuff today. There are some things a ninja need to know, a Negro need to know. Jamel Hill spit some knowledge, and I think a lot of people do not think about these things in terms of how athletes, do stuff or whatever. And then we're going to get to, instead of reading chat, we're going to let the audience ask us questions and we're going to answer them. Honest and true. So stay tuned for some really great stuff coming back up. We hope Notty joins us, but if not, Arle is going to have to figure out how to run the boards and talk to the people all by herself. So when I start pushing crazy buttons, y'all just be like, oh, Arle know what just happened. Arle didn't know, but she tried her business.
Yeah, I appreciate you
And
holding it
Notty is
down.
back.
My internet was screwing up, man. I had to switch services, but
And you look fuzzy, but that's okay because you're back. I was gonna figure out how to run these boards. But I don't see nothing that look. I see stuff for tomorrow in there. I don't see today. So I was like, oh, Arle about to have some crazy.
Oh well, I don't even want to look fuzzy, I said I don't even want to look fuzzy, so I gotta go in there and fix that. But
I found what I'm looking for.
We're gonna get into hot topics real quick. A lot of people want us to talk about it. They want us to talk about the Joy Taylor, the Skip Bayless, the lawsuit, and man, I've been doing a lot of research on the homework on what's going on. This is like a soap opera. This thing is kind of juicy.
It is very juicy, and the people are doing it. It probably should have gone under the doing too much topic. Some of them are doing too much.
Right. Yeah, it is doing too much. It's doing too much, but it's also a hot topic. So
we will be coming back with all of that.
Let's get it. No, let's get into it. We'll go to break out this. Yep.
Notty, you can kick it off with this hot topic at 10 after the hour. 10 after the hour, you are live with the No Show with Notty and Arle Wood. Arle is having, if I start sweating for no reason, it's because I'm having a hot toddy because I'm not feeling all that well and I'm trying to get better. So I'm having a little hot toddy.
Well, you know who else ain't feeling that well? Probably Joy Taylor. And probably Skip Bayless too.
Oh, he feeling bad. The 1.5 mil he asking for something.
Yeah. Now, mind you, all of this is alleged.
It is all alleged.
All of this is a lawsuit that's being put forth by frankly a disgruntled employee, in my opinion. Her name is Nushin
Faraji.
Nushin Faraji.
I mean, she had been there though, 2012 to 2024. She had been there 12 years. So
right. This is the lady, and apparently her and Joy Taylor were friends at one point, but they had a falling out. And one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to falling out with the makeup girl. The makeup girl ain't making right. She ain't making what you making. And she got a lot of information. You didn't probably talk to her and told her a lot of stuff in confidentiality because y'all are friends and you thinking that everything is all good. So now Fox FS1, right? So FS1 has this huge love triangle sort of say lawsuit, even though Joy Taylor is only getting well, her only thing is that with the girl as far as the lawsuit goes is that she harassed her based on her ethnicity and her being somewhat, I guess she had some sort of disability. So Joy Taylor was harassing her and being mean to her. But within that, she spilled the beans on some of the relationships that Joy Taylor has had within the FS1 work community. So in this picture right here, you see Sam. You see Emmanuel Acho. You see Skip Bayless at the bottom. You see Miss Faraji. You see Joy Taylor. What you don't see is the first guy who Nushin says that Joy Taylor slept with, the executive. His name is Charlie Dixon. That's this white guy right here. This is crazy. So apparently, she was married. Joy Taylor was married to
to this
Giannotti.
fella.
That's his name. Right. He played baseball with the Anaheim
Cardinal.
Angels. He played about 8 years in professional baseball.
Okay.
Apparently, according to Nushin and various sources, he found out at a sort of like a company party that Joy Taylor was cheating on him with one of the males. I think it was Mr. Dixon, Charlie Dixon. She had an affair, so that led to her being divorced. Now, she also apparently has slept with Emmanuel Acho, and this is all in a ploy
Alleged.
to allege. It's all alleged. It's all alleged
I just
that
want to keep
this is
saying it.
according.
Keep saying it.
This is according to Machine. This is for her to get promoted and keep moving up into the workspace to be the host of these shows and things like that. Now, according to Machine, Joy Taylor had a plan that after she had made it and had no more use for Mr. Dixon, she was going to file a lawsuit against him for sexual harassment. But until that happened, until she got where she needed to be, she wasn't going to be able to do that because she still needed him to work his magic for her career. Now, this is an interview that Joy Taylor had probably like a year or so ago on the show I'm Athlete. And just listen to this and tell me what your thoughts.
Wake up call, same time. How would I not know how hard it is to do the show I work on? You have to constantly reaffirm that you are good enough, that you belong there, and then always prove it. So I would just always say you got to do twice the work to get half the opportunity. But that, to me, the mentality I've always had on it is that's just going to make me better. So that's why I'm excellent. Because I had to be. I couldn't be average. I couldn't be okay. I couldn't be late. I couldn't complain. I couldn't say no. Now I do.
Right.
I mean,
she couldn't say no.
Right. Well, unfortunately for women, and I'm just speaking from women, it is most fields are male driven, unless it's nursing. Education is heavily female. But when you're in like law, medicine, politics, sports and entertainment, movie, any of that stuff, it is so male dominated. And as a woman, I remember doing my first I did a song with this guy. I was 16 years old. It took me to the studio, and thank God my parents were like, no, she can't go to the studio by herself. Nope, one of us gotta be. No, that kind of nixed a lot of what because they prey on young girls. And sometimes you feel like she said, you can't, if you say no, then you're a problem, or you're being a bitch, or you're being, whatever. When you really just want to say no. I was so glad that I got into the acting world later in life, because I could see getting myself in a compromising position, not on my own volition. I'm just showing up at an audition. I'm like, because they talked about, I don't know if you probably didn't watch Fame, but it happens to women all the time. The time. So they try to say that Nia Long slept her way to the top. She's talented. So
still talented. A lot of people are talented.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
some got to push you over the top. Some got to push you over the edge.
But not always, though. I hate that that's the way, that's what they present, and that's what we just believe in this world. That a woman, who did the man sleep with? He just showed up.
Have you heard about Hollywood? Have you heard about these big time record companies?
Hollywood.
I mean, you said that you gave us a whole report on P. Diddy and what he got going on. It's not hard to believe when you hear a lot of people talk about it, especially a lot of people who are in the industry or close to the industry come out and say, in Hollywood, I had to sleep with a man. This is men. I had to sleep with a man. We already know with women, this ain't even got nothing to do with Hollywood. I'd have been in work structures at radio stations and things of that nature where the women, a lot of women slept with the bosses. They slept with the show hosts. They did whatever they had to do to get a position at that said company. So I already know how this thing go. And definitely
but
when
that's
it comes
not always the truth. Like Mr.
It's
International
not always.
said, two things can be true at the same time.
Yes,
men can't sleep and women, and women could just have worked really hard. I remember when I first got into the school system and I got a higher position. I was like an administrator. I mean, people, they walk to me every day. Women, hey, are you related to the principal? No, I don't know her. I just audition. I mean, I I did an interview, and
Right.
then out of 7 people, and they picked me. They come back next week. So, who you know down at the board? I don't know anybody.
Right.
I just thought I went to the interview because the job was available. I brought my portfolio like every week. I'm not lying.
Correct.
They would not believe that. Oh, she just could have the degree that matched the credentials that she went and
Right.
did a great interview. So I hate that. And then what I also hate, just like with the whole Diddy thing, I hate when people jump on the bandwagon after the fact. If you knew this what she was doing before, why are we just talking about it now? We just gonna pile. I don't like pile-ons. I don't like those. Y'all should have said that ish back when it was going on and been done with it. Now, oh yeah, I knew they were doing something. No, you didn't.
You know what?
You didn't. You just want to be in conversation.
A lot of stuff was being talked about when it was going on. It just people ignored it. They ignored it until it became a problem. Like I said, we knew what was going on with R. Kelly way before R. Kelly ever got locked up. It wasn't a problem until they made it a problem. We know that Jay-Z has been courting Beyonce since she was
16.
Right. It wasn't a problem until they decide they want to make it a problem. So I agree with you on that. I don't like when people all of a sudden want to make it an issue when we act like this stuff ain't been going on
before.
I don't believe. Go ahead.
It was like with President Clinton, and he slept with Monica Lewinsky. I don't give a flip. I don't care who you sleep with. That's between you and Hillary. You and Hillary. I also am a big proponent of like celebrities or people that are in the public eye and their personal lives,
right,
having an impact on their professional. That don't happen to us.
I agree.
If I beat my boyfriend up or whatever at my house, y'all not about to come take my job. Y'all just think, know what happened. I might go to jail, but it's not gonna come and mess with my job. But if somebody else does it, we're gonna take their job. They can't never work again. Like what is that doing? That's not helpful. Shout out to Carrie Portis. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Also, Mr. International, thank you so much.
It's all part of that selective outrage. Like you say. Well, a lot of people were upset at Bill Clinton for whatever with Monica Lewinsky. I didn't care. A lot of people didn't care, but a lot of people that don't care, they care about Donald Trump affairs. They care about him being with a porn star.
We feel like it's a double
so
standard.
I'm like, why does it matter? Let's stay out of can the man do the job or can he not do the job?
No,
that's the only thing that has to.
I think the reason that it comes to his is because he brings it up as if those people are bad, but he doesn't want to talk about his own. It's like if I come and say, Notty, that's jacked up that your internet went out, but mine just went out too. Like, why are you even talking about me? Your is effed up too. So just be quiet.
Right.
Work about the business. Just about the business.
I think there are a lot of qualified women who work hard to get to their positions in life in general. In Hollywood, in big time like record companies and things like that, I think it's a lot less. I think it's enough talent out there where they can pass on you even if you're talented.
Yeah.
Now
you gotta do something different.
Right. Now when it comes to this lawsuit, everything that's in there that I read about Joy Taylor, I can believe. Because I just don't think she got a lot of talent.
Okay. Well, people would say the same thing about me.
And I don't think she's that beautiful. She's all right. She's some chop, but I mean, she is not no beauty queen. And then I'm saying, oh man, we got to have Joy Taylor.
But the man, who was the guy that it's a video out of him talking about, that's why I didn't come around. She had them big boobs.
Well, that's Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock, and I read his statement and I was just laughing at Jason Whitlock. Ain't nobody finna sleep with you, bro. You 450 pounds. You got hot dog packs on your neck.
Right.
The makeup artist is not interested in sleeping with you. Now, if the report would have came out that Jason Whitlock offered the makeup artist $1.5 million, I would believe it. I'd be like, yep, that's what he got to do if he want to get him some. He got to give somebody $1.5 million. I don't believe that about Skip Bayless. That is that's just hard for me to believe. It's a stretch.
What is wife?
I don't care what he
it probably was like, I give you 1.5 million. Like, you know how people
I don't even believe that girl ain't worth 1.5 million. Did you see that girl? She looked like white chicks.
Wait a minute.
That girl wasn't
find her
worth no
intriguing.
1.5 million. That
If
girl wasn't even worth a stack.
If you coming from blah and you see this, she was very well and she had really great shape. She's exotic, and a lot of men like exotic. That's why they come after black women.
Exotic. Yeah, Skip Bayless for 1.5 million. It's a lot of women Skip Bayless could have slept with for 1.5 million dollars. He didn't have to go choose white chicks.
I think that was just like a moment of like, oh, I give you 1.5 million. Like, I'm gonna take care of you. And
I don't believe it. One thing about Skip, I don't know if you ever watched Skip shows.
I used to.
Whether it was like Undisputed or Cold Pizza. Skip Bayless talks about his wife every show. The people know Ernestine. Ernestine is somebody. Even though people never really see her, people know Ernestine.
Okay. And he just got married in 2016.
Yeah. He been with Ernestine for a while. He been married with her to her.
That ain't even 10 years.
Yeah, but he's been with her longer than that. But the way he talks about her every show, it's just hard. I mean, and according to Stephen A. Smith, and I read some things, Stephen A. Smith said Skip Bayless is the cheapest person he know. The man don't want to spend $15 for something that's worth $15. Like, he's one of the, he even vouched for Skip Bayless. I guess
Ski, park the car. Hold on, park the car. It's worth more than $15.
No, I didn't say this girl wasn't worth more than $15. I'm saying that Skip Bayless, he was just saying Skip Bayless is very cheap. Skip Bayless don't want to spend $15 for a meal. You know, he has a lot of money, but he's not trying to spend his money. So for him to offer some random chick who's not that attractive $1.5 million, it's just hard. It's a stretch.
I don't think it's about attraction so much as it's about power or just having, like, again, I'm taking care of you. You're gonna do whatever I say. You're gonna do. Right. Most men want this, so I don't think it was more about, oh, she's so pretty. Because I looked at the people in the Me Too movement. I was like, hold up, they coming after you and sometimes they think you're an easy target because you're not as attractive. So you gonna take whatever I'm offering you.
1.5.
It's a lot of reasons.
He could have changed her life with 100,000. She's a makeup artist.
Well, they make really good, not the kind of money they making, but
this girl, she works in the boutiques in I was reading in Beverly Hills. You know, she worked with some other actors and things like that on movies and stuff like that.
And those makeup jobs, they're union, so they make like some big number per hour, and they do 12-hour days. So
I'm just saying, Skip Bayless is in LA. It's a lot of women who are worth $1.5 million.
Maybe he knew that he could try that. It was easy. It's at work. You hear about a lot of at work romances. Nonetheless, we're gonna see how this shakes out.
According to the lawsuit, he tried a couple different times. He even said, even when she gave him the excuse that, you know, aren't you married, Skip? Well, you Muslim, right? So your father had right things like that. And then according to the story, Skip dry snitched on Shannon Sharp and said Shannon Sharp had slept with the girl. So I mean, this thing is like a real soap opera, and I look forward to see how this whole thing shapes up. I mean, it's a lot of stuff in the lawsuit that I just can't believe, but there's some stuff in there that I can see it being true.
We're gonna see what shakes out. They'll probably settle before it has to go to court, because most people just don't want to go to court. So we're gonna see what happens.
I don't know. Some of these charges are so egregious. I don't know if FS1 gonna be one to settle on this. You know, Joy Taylor has to get fired if they settle. So, you know, she went right back to work. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. This is the No Show with Arle and Notty. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, and share button. And when we get back, doing too much. Some people want to change some names around here.
Can we just please, Jesus? This is about to be a freaking clown show for the next 4 years. I ain't even watching the news no more. We'll see y'all in a minute. It's gonna take
right here on No Show. Y'all stay tuned.
Have you ever been stranded on the side of the road, Arle?
Yes.
It's not comfortable, is it?
No.
Dogs and poodles, if you find yourself in a jam on the side of the highway, give my folks at Bay 11 Towing a call, 404-770-6949. Again, that's 404-770-6949. Being stranded on the side of the road in Metro Atlanta is very stressful and dangerous. Bay 11 Towing is who you need to call, whether you're dealing with a flat tire, dead battery, full-on breakdown, or whatever that may have you on the side of the road. Call our folks at Bay 11 Towing, and they will get to you with a competitive rate and quicker than everybody else in town. Again, that's Bay 11 Towing. That number is 404-770-6949. When you know what to do with what you got, you can do more with it. All right? So shouts out to my man Lavrell, as well as the World Changers, making this thing happen and getting it done with your financial needs. All right? The World Changers help empower individuals and communities throughout financial education and implementation. Your agent, Lavrell Hawkins, has made significant strides in the financial services industry, using his expertise to guide and support others in achieving financial stability as well as success. Lavrell uses an holistic approach that addresses the mental, physical, financial, and spiritual aspects of being in a well space and place when it comes to your finances, all right? Y'all give them a call, 919-764-4626. That's 919-764-4626. The World Changes Financials and Lavrell are dedicated to empowering you and your communities through financial education and implementation. 919-764-4626.
And I was so fired up watching the press conference today when President Trump said that he's going to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, that I directed my ledge staff to immediately draft legislation, and we are entering it right now to officially change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. And Congress has to do this because we have to fund the name change in maps. We have to fund the name change through all types of, like the military, FAA, et cetera. And it's absolutely the right thing to do. We change post office names all the time up here. You better bet we are absolutely going to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Let's go.
Okay.
Jesus be sinner. What is it? What's the man called that deals with the circus? What's a ringmaster? Jesus be a ringmaster up in this piece. So if everybody hadn't heard by now, there's a lot of stuff Trump's throwing out that ain't got nothing to do with what he ran on. I'm gonna lower your groceries. I'm gonna lower these, make some stuff happen. I'm gonna get these jobs back in America. I'm gonna this. I'm gonna close the border. He ain't talking about none of that. He is more concerned about changing the name to the Gulf of America. He's also merging some places. It's a mess. So with this name change, let me tell you what my issue is and why I say she's doing too much. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene is head of the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, co-led by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. What that department is supposed to be doing is eliminating government waste, and by identifying, investigating the waste, corruption, and absolutely useless parts of our federal government. The subcommittee will provide transparency and truth to the American people through hearings, she said in a statement. The goal of DOGE, which is the Department of Government Efficiency, is to bring accountability and gut useless government agencies. But the second thing out of her mouth that we're going to change, and we're so excited, and I immediately started drafting legislation, was we have to get Congress to approve it to fund the name change.
Right.
That is waste at its finest. What is wrong with the name of it's been the Gulf of Mexico forever?
Been the Gulf of Mexico forever. You're right.
What's the point of it? What's the point?
There is no point in it. The only point is to say I did something. I got this power to be able to change his name.
Make butter cost less than $5 for 4 little sticks.
Exactly.
Make that change.
And that's my only issue with it. My only issue is that y'all gotta have funding to change the name to the Gulf of America. I don't care if you change the name of it to the Gulf of America. It had nothing to do with me. It ain't got nothing to do with black people. It ain't gonna help or hurt black people outside of the fact that you're taking funding, and you got to get that funding from somewhere. And usually, what you do, you pull the funding that was gonna be allocated to the black community, and you take a little bit from there so that you can pay people who you want to pay, so you can change the name. Just change the name already. Just start from that. You don't got to use no funding. Let's just call it the Gulf of America. If that's what you want to do, fine. I don't care what. You can change the state name of Georgia. You can change it to alopecia. It'll be alopecia. I live in Atlanta, alopecia. I don't care. Just don't take funding out of the people who need the funding so you can do this stupid stuff. That's my issue with it.
And the sad part about it is that his supporters, because I've gone looking up, so they're like, "This is a great idea." I'm just looking at them like, when y'all the same people talking about y'all didn't want to waste money? You're so excited about someone. Where is the outrage on wasting money for that? Like, that's what I just don't understand. These people,
they don't really care.
They're blindly just whatever.
They don't really care about wasting money. The United States is trillions of dollars in debt. They gonna print more money. They're gonna print new money.
Who voted for Trump, who said they were voting because a lot of them swore because he's gonna put money back in the American people's pockets. That's what he said.
Let's not be naive.
I don't care. I'm telling you what
we know why people they weren't gonna vote for Kamala. They weren't gonna do that.
Thank you for getting the name right.
They weren't gonna do that. So they only had, in their mind, they only had one option. Even though it was 6 candidates on the ballot, they only had one other option. They either gonna vote for Trump or they were gonna vote for Kamala. So they weren't gonna vote for Kamala. That was an impossibility. Before they do that, they gonna vote for Trump. Just like you got a lot of people who, like my mama, who would say if it was a donkey running against Trump, she vote for the donkey. So people, right? It never comes down to policy. So I mean, and it is what it is.
But in all honesty, for some of us, it was about policy. This is what I didn't want to do another 4 years. This foolish. I just could. There's some foolish things that happen on the other side. Yes, I'm not trying to say any one person is perfect. We were talking about this with 13 people in an organization. You can't make everybody happy. You got billions of people. You got to try to make happy. It's not humanly possible. However, some of this stuff tariffs. The stuff he's talking about is like, bruh.
I mean, some of the stuff I like that he talking about.
Everybody except for rich people.
Yeah, I mean, some of this stuff makes sense, but like this right here, this don't really make too much. Like I said, I don't want to take funding away from people so that you can change the name or something. But we can just start calling it the Gulf of America if that's what y'all want to do. I don't care what you call it. It's not mine to name.
But you know how much it's gonna cost to change all the maps and GPS and get the stuff
right, and that's why they need to leave it alone
and get this stuff. It's going to be billions of dollars.
That's why they need
multi-millions of dollars. And now you like, y'all can use that to buy down some of these gas prices.
Right. That's why they need to leave it alone.
Or when y'all evict all of these people who are not illegally here, but they come here on a work visa to go and do stuff, and now we can't use them. So strawberries, as D.L. Hughley said, gonna cost $800 a strawberry because nobody there to pick it.
Or they got something else planned.
What if the United States, Mexico, and Canada became one country? If all 3 nations joined together to form a single country, they could call it COM, or the United Nations of COM, and it would instantly become the most powerful country in the world. Economically, this union would dominate with a GDP of over $28 trillion, making it the richest country on Earth. The U.S.'s $25 trillion economy would lead, boosted by Canada's energy resources and Mexico's manufacturing strength. Geographically, this supernation would span 21.66 million square kilometers, overtaking Russia as the largest country and nearly doubling Europe's size. From Canada's icy Arctic to Mexico's sunny beaches, it would feature unmatched diversity. The population would soar to nearly 500 million, ranking as the 3rd most populous country behind only India and China. And with a defense budget of over $900 billion and 1.7 million active troops, it would command the world's most advanced and powerful military. So, would you want the U.S. to form COM and reshape the world?
We're going to be known as Skeet around here.
I know. You know I live in Skeet. I live in Skeet. Which part of Skeet? Canada? North America? Just on North America.
I live right next to the PP. Down here by Georgia and Florida. Right here by the exit way. But I mean, now if you do that, then you can afford to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
It need to be called a Gulf of North America. Because what about South America? We just not. I mean, we got to figure it out.
No folk don't care them about that. They might go ahead and say, "Look, we just gonna take South America too."
Oh Lord,
right.
There are some pros to us being the largest, the biggest, but the other countries joining, like part of the problem is like Mexico. Joining would keep us from having to put tariffs on Canada, which is going to jack up our crude oil and all that. It was about to cost us a lot to do a lot of stuff. And then Mexico is a large part of our production since we don't get a lot of stuff from China anymore. But it would probably bust down some of that stuff. But the way Trump, he's like just going in bulldozing people. And I'm like,
that's what they want. That's why they put him in office.
That is true.
I mean, I see the pros in it only if we can take Canada's healthcare system and put that in America. Everybody get free. Well, if they ain't gonna do that, they need to leave them folk alone, man. Why would Canada want to join up with the United States and be I think Canada would be the 4th poorest state. You know, if they'll be right above Mississippi and right below Arkansas. If they would, why would they want to do that?
It was per cap. Well, it was their GDP.
Per capita. Right, their GDP. Why would they want to do that?
They seem so happy up there. They're not trying to escape. People love it.
Why would they want to be dealing with this mess that we don't even want to deal with? We already got to deal with Trump.
I know.
That's why. Deal with Trump. But what they want to deal with Obamacare? They don't want to deal with none of that. They got a pristine healthcare system.
I just wonder, soon after Trump and Trudeau got into it, then Trudeau resigns. And I was like, okay, either he see, what I honestly think is that Trump goes, that's what happened with what's her name here? Fonnie Willis. You come up at Trump, he just go get his goons to go find all your personal business. And then he try, okay, either you can resign or I'm going to tell the whole world you was wearing a stocking cap on your penis and you let some random homeless man suck it. Like, I don't know, just anything.
Right.
And next thing you know, they're like, I'm gonna step down. You're like, hold up, what is going on? So they say now, rumor has it that half of Canada's population like, oh, that's a good idea. And the other half's like, hell no, we ain't coming down there with y'all ignorant people.
Right.
Because people don't like our current administration. This fool is upset because flags will be at half mast due to Jimmy Carter's passing during his inauguration. Sir, the man can't help he died.
Right.
Please, sir. Just can you worry about something else that you promised to worry about? It's always like who got the bigger wee-wee with him? Who got the bigger wee-wee? Who's doing the most? It's his favorite phrase is it's the best that it's ever been because of me. Like, no, that's not factual.
That's his fans. That's what his fans like. They like the bravado. That's what makes him a funny character to me. This dude is funny, and it's funny that the people actually allowed him to be on the ballot. I'm still laughing about that. I'm cracking up.
I feel like, and I have friends who are very politically active. They, campaign for different people throughout their lives. And they were very, they were like you. They were going to go. They voted all their elections. They're checking in. They're doing all that stuff. Literally not watching TV for the next 4 years. I'm trying to figure out how I'm not going to watch TV for the next 4 years because I can't. My blood pressure just can't take it. I can't.
And then on TV with bad programming.
Oh, well, it's some good shows on TV now. Let me be very clear. As an actress, there's some stuff I want to be on. Hey, anybody want me to come out there and act on Will Trent? I'm ready. I'll go out there. I want to be on The Righteous Gemstones. I love that show. Anybody haven't watched it, go check it out. I wanted to be on Queen Sugar so bad, but I look too much like the main character and I never got picked. But anyway, there's some shows I would love. Reasonable Doubt. Oh, I want to play an attorney on there and come in there with my suit and swing my hair.
You would do a great job on either of those shows. So
thank you.
If y'all need somebody, hit my girl Arle Michelle up. She ready to work.
She ready to work. 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 Who is it? I go to work like a doctor. Who is it? Big Daddy Kane.
Right. I go to work. Yeah. Big Daddy Kane.
But yeah, so y'all just be prepared for Marjorie Taylor Greene to be just extra over the top. Yesterday, it was her in some kind of make-believe cell with an insurrectionist something. So I was like, what in the world? What in the Jiminy Cricket hillbilly heaven is this mess? But
Right.
she's gonna be extra. But rest assured, Representative Jasmine Crockett gonna come for B6 every chance she gets. So they're gonna be battling.
Yeah, Jasmine Crockett is very entertaining.
She
The whole thing is just the entertainment. Ain't nothing getting done. I don't know what Jasmine Crockett getting done, but she go out there, she do her.
She working for her. She working for her.
And she represents all black women all across the country that can run their mouth and not do nothing. So, you know, I like her though. My mama like her. I like watching C-SPAN. I mean, the little thing with my mom, we sit there, we watch Jasmine Crockett do her thing. We be like, man, she
working for her constituents
folks.
in Texas. She working for her constituents in Texas. Now I ain't looking at her legislation, but I know she's pulled some bills and done some stuff.
Right. I mean,
but I did want to say this. I was trying to find this little thing. You know, it's in this. It's I'll tell it when it come back. It's a strong debate about what we about to see. So.
All right. When we get back right here on the No Show with Arle and Notty, we're gonna kind of get into the financial side of why a lot of celebrities, athletes, rappers, that thing of that nature, they make a lot of money seemingly, but a lot of them don't have a lot of money. A lot of them go broke. Stay tuned right here on the No Show.
Tuned. See y'all in a minute. Yeah.
When you know what to do with what you got, you can do more with it. All right. So shouts out to my man Lavrel as well as the World Changers, making this thing happen and getting it done with your financial needs. All right. The World Changers help empower individuals and communities throughout financial education and implementation. Your agent Lavrel Hawkins has made significant strides in the financial services industry, using his expertise to guide and support others in achieving financial stability as well as success. Lavrel uses an holistic approach that addresses the mental, physical, financial, and spiritual aspects of being in a well space and place when it comes to your finances, all right? Y'all give them a call, 919-764-4626. That's 919-764-4626. The World Changes Financials and Lavrel are dedicated to empowering you and your communities through financial education and implementation. 919-764-4626.
We back.
Hey.
Arle and Notty.
What it is, yo.
So let me say, at the end of the show, we're gonna do something called 5 honest answers. So we'll answer 5 questions, whether it's show related or it's not show related. Hopefully, Arle, I mean, you can look in the chat and start some questions. We'll take 5 questions at the end of the show, and we'll just answer those questions. They can be directed to Arle, myself, or both of us, and we'll answer 5 questions before we get out of here. Let's get into this though, Arle. You know, a lot of people think that these artists, they do accumulate a lot of money, but do they get to keep the money? How does the money game go? A lot of times they'll be surprised to know that 70% of athletes, they end up going broke after they stop playing, and this is a matter of a few years. You know, it don't last them long, and that's why I was saying, especially with an athlete, when you got the big contracts and you making that kind of money, you need to be putting some of that money away. You know, I don't know because it's not, the number is not 100%. So there's 20%, 25% of the athletes that do have good financial advisors, do make good investments, do put money away to sustain their cost of living and be able to live that same lifestyle going forward. Now, a lot of them do have to end up working TV jobs, or you got to get some sort of gig that's going to pay you somewhat similar to what you were getting. But still, even if you decide not to get a TV gig, or you're not invested in a restaurant or something like that, you can still put money away that'll ensure that you can maintain your style of living going forward.
Yeah, I think, well, you can play the video, but I think and I'll say what my reason behind why you gonna have to get something else likely. I'll give my own, personal thoughts on that when
Well,
we come back.
I'm gonna play these videos. I'm gonna break them down. I mean, I'm gonna play them one at a time. We'll speak on each one and we'll go for that because the video was kind of long, so I had to break it
Absolutely.
up.
Okay, makes sense.
This is how a group can sell 10 million records and be broke. And everyone, get ready to do your math. Okay, there are 100 points on the album. TLC had 7. Every point is equal to 8 cents. All right? 7 times 8, 56 cents. That means every time an album gets sold, TLC gets 56 cents. So 10 million records, $5.6 million. Seems like a lot of money. Well, it's not a lot of money when the record company has spent $3 million to record your album. And in the record business, we pay all costs back to the record company. We pay recording costs, video costs. So now we have $2.6 million left. Well, guess what? When you have that much money, you're in about the 47, 48, 49% tax bracket. So that immediately gets deducted to $1.3 million. Then you split the rest 3 ways. You got about $300,000 apiece, if that much. Okay? $300,000. I can buy a nice house with that. And what am I going to pay my bills with?
And that's a large reason why artists ended up, companies were trying to wrap them into 360 deals. So we get a piece of your sales, right. We get a piece of your touring, we get a piece of your merchandise, and all. You're like, hold up, you taking all my stuff. I remember my brother was a part of a group first, Mr. Y'all might remember Blackberry Molasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I remember my parents hiring an attorney separate of the group's attorney to look at the contract, make sure everything was up and up. And the attorney said, I see 2 issues with this contract. I'm tell y'all what it is. And my parents were like, okay, thank you. And the 2 things they said were going to happen, because my brother and the other group members were minors, the parents had to agree to everything. And so the other parents, like, we just trying to get out here. We're trying to get this money. My parents, it wasn't about money for them. It was about my brother wanting to be in this industry. And so they ended up, the 2 things that the lawyer said were what actually happened. And you got to split the money 4 ways for that group. And when they go spend all this money for like this very expensive video and, all these kind of things, you got to pay that money back. So my brother became very, as an independent, as a solo artist, he was very like, when his attorney would call and just be like, yeah, so how you been? It don't matter. Talk, because at the 15-minute mark, you about to start charging me. I want to get what I got to say out. We don't need to be pleasant. It ain't necessary. Because you paying for every single thing.
Exactly.
Waterfall's video was so doggone expensive with all of that CGI at the time.
You're right.
Was cutting edge that
it was cutting edge. But then they came out at the wrong time. They came out now, they can get that video shot for $3,000.
Right. It would be nothing.
Everybody shooting videos now. I'm like, how they getting out? But technology has changed since then. So anybody can get a video, but videos do cost. The company put up a lot of the money. When you gotta go on tour, you gotta have these venues. These venues gotta be rented out.
You got to get your transportation and
right.
equipment and all that kind of stuff. And people were doing big shows. They weren't doing no little like standing on the stage. You got dancers, you got musicians, you have engineers, sound people, roadie, all kind of stuff. So
and the problem
it's not
is
as glamorous as people think.
A lot of people can live off $300,000. $300,000 would be a good year's worth of money. But when you're a celebrity, you can't really. You got to be away from the public. I mean, it's hard to live in the public's eye when you are a celebrity because too many people want to be around you. You can be taken for ransom. I mean, all kinds of stuff. They want to pick off you because they think that you got millions and millions of dollars, and you really don't have millions of dollars.
What's worse, particularly for athletes, and I think she mentioned this in one of the clips as well. In a part of the clips. And I remember this happening to us. My ex-husband played in the NFL. And family he ain't talked to ever. Cousins, hey cuz, this your cuz, and I'm about to get married. So you think you can let me, I just want to borrow like $7,000 for my wedding. And my ex-husband was like, well, how are you gonna pay for this if I wouldn't? It feel like you need to have a wedding that matches your salary, not a wedding that matches my salary.
Right. I think Darren Woodson spoke on that.
I want you to paint this picture of my mom, 4 kids, worked 2 jobs. I had no understanding of finances. I had no history of
financial literacy.
Nothing. So most players, they got so many people around them, family members, dads, cousins. You got all these people who are just pulling. Hey, send me that, give me that 5,000 for this. And
just a little piece, right? Just a little piece.
I need to start this business. You have to become selfish in a lot of ways because it don't last forever.
And
right,
your family be mad at you. Even my very basic mama, who's a doctor, be catching it from like folks in the family who like, well, you got it. I don't know why you can't just get. But
right,
it's not yours. I remember mama did an interview one time with somewhere they wanted to ask, because my brother always he's very family oriented, and somebody asked my mama something. So are you and your husband going to retire now? She was like, no, that's his money. I have my own. I got to go to work every day. And people then look at you. What was that player's name that bought his sister like a Toyota? It wasn't Kendrick Lamar. It was like somebody who bought their sister like a very basic Toyota, something. And people were dogging around like, you make all that money and you ain't buy your sister. No, this is my money. She don't need that car.
Right. And a lot of times
it's real interesting.
A lot of times, you got athletes make a mistake. They want to buy the moms the house. They want to get their sister a house or whatever. And they get them an expensive house, a big house. But they forget to think about the maintenance costs of said house. If you got to get the pool clean, if you got a big lawn, if you got bushes,
you got to get in air for a house of size.
Right. So the maintenance on these houses could be upward of $1 million a year.
One of my ex-husband's cousins also played in the NFL, Gerald Dixon. And I remember when he was going to buy cars for like his siblings and stuff. And he was like, let me tell y'all right now, you better pick something you can maintain. If you get a Benz, you better be able to get paid Benz notes and pay Benz so-and-so. I'm going to buy the car, but you responsible. Some of them were really like, oh, let me think about that. Let me get a Honda. Let me get a Lexus. Let me get something I can maintain, or tree mechanic can handle it. Some of them went and got I'm about to rock this Benz. They ain't be sitting up on blocks because those cars, just to drive them into the dealership, let them look at it, cost you $2 million.
These careers aren't lasting that long. I mean, the NFL career is average
3.5
years, 3.5. Basketball about 5 years. Baseball
6,
right, maybe 6 years. Hockey maybe 3.5 years too. So you gotta think about what happens when this money stops, and a lot of athletes don't think about this.
A lot of people think it's like you just got a reckless spending habit. It ain't that we got reckless spending habits. We just got crazy overhead, and once the checks stop, it gets completely different. It's nobody sitting there giving you real numbers because it's coming in so fast. Money coming in so fast. That's just a contract. Like you might have a shoe deal, you might have some endorsements, so you feel like this shit is gonna be forever. It was a culture shock to me. The first week I didn't get a big check from being.
That's real. And I don't. The NFL Players Association used to do, at least when we were in the part of the whatever, they used to do like these literacy programs. But them boys ain't in there. Listen, they're 21 years old. You just gave them $7 million to sign their name on a piece of paper, and they're gonna get, every time I pop a ball out of his hand and catch a fumble, I'm gonna get $10,000 extra. And every time I do this. So all they're thinking is it's coming. Nobody. And we come from places where our schools do us a disservice. They should be teaching accounting or how to, balance your accounts.
Right.
When you in the 5th grade. Let me give you $10. Right. Let me show you what happens with this $10. Junior Achievement has a really good program for kids to learn about money and how to this is, if you do this job, then this is what's going to happen. If you're an entrepreneur, this is what, they make you go through like a day of these activities. It made my son was like, I ain't having no kids. I don't want to get married. It costs too much. I got 2 cars to pay for. You need the reality of what it is. Kids think money just come out of a machine.
Right. We ain't even got to that part.
In the machine.
We ain't got to the athletes that have 10, 11 kids. I mean, I remember Antonio Cromartie, he had so many kids. He always had to have a restructured contract because he was broke by the time the season started. And he don't got no money.
Stop sticking your penis in places. You can stick it there. Don't just prove that you were there.
Well, I mean, you got good money management, then you might can pull it off. But then you got to also think about you got somehow sucking into getting married, and then as soon as you stop playing, this girl decided she don't need you no more. She divorced you because she already know you done mess with something on the side. So
Right.
get what? She finna get alimony. So now she gonna get half of what you got left with.
Plus a check every month. Because
Right.
I
Oh,
couldn't
there's a
work
baby
since you
check.
were in the
Yeah.
league.
Right. So
It's crazy. But
these
I don't think
athletes
when you're
got
21, like I worry about Ant-Man. He having all these babies at 23. Dude,
right.
chill out. Your career, you might play as long as LeBron. Let's hope
Man,
you
holla at
do.
me, man. We're gonna put some to the side for you, man.
Something. But part of his challenge too, in all fairness to him, he lost his mom very early. He does not have, so many of the kids in the NFL, NBA are coming from these homes where they don't have a lot of structure that can kind of help them see what's the best, go this way, go that way, or they don't want to listen. They think they know everything. I've been the
You're
greatest
right.
since I was in the 3rd grade. Everybody jocking me. I know more than all of y'all. That's why they pick me. And
Right.
if you don't get a hold of that early, like the no factor for them children, they gonna say yes and they gonna be broke.
Right. You're correct. Also, they do a lot of overzealous spending because they got egos too.
The first word you need to understand is FICA, and you don't. If you do a $100 million contract, depending on what state you live in, you ain't getting $100 million, but you spend like you got $100 million. And that'd be the problem. My first year check was $20 million. When I got it, it said 10-9. FICA, states, all the taxes wrong, right? But I didn't realize that. So I went and bought a house for $5 million. I'm in a Rolls Royce joint, so I'm like, hey man, how much is this? Nah, how much is this one? So finally the old guy says, yo man, you asked about all these cars, can you afford them? Now I'm pissed. So I buy 3. So they go another $1 million, that's 6. Trying to be a rapper. Trying to produce my own video. They go another $1 million, that's 7. So I spent that $10 million probably in 3 months, the whole summer. And then my guy called me and said, you spend your whole check.
And he was an athlete with lots of monies.
Right. Well, he got smart after that, and he started only spending endorsement checks and saving all his NBA contract checks. He was putting stuff to the side. Then, he started owning a lot of businesses. So, I mean, he works a lot. I mean, he's one of the busiest people probably on the planet because he's trying to maintain a lifestyle, and he's 7 feet. So when you're a 7-footer, they got to make clothes for you. They gotta remodel your house so you can fit in it. They got to have the car remodeled so that you can fit in the car. So it's expensive to be.
Shoes are not in a store. They got to make your everything.
Right. And we didn't even get into the jock tax that athletes have to pay. They have to pay a tax in every state that they play in. So, if they're not smart with their money and smart with investments, a lot of times they end up going broke. So,
yep. Very true.
We get back from the break. We're going to answer 5 questions from the people in the chat, and we're going to get out of here. We appreciate y'all showing up for episode 1 of season 2 of the No Show right here on Stewart Media Entertainment.
Yes.
Y'all stay tuned.
Y'all put some questions in the chat so we can answer them. No question is unanswerable.
Right. Any question, nothing's off limits. Right here on the No Show with Arle and Notty.
Yep.
Have you ever been stranded on the side of the road, Arle?
Yes.
It's not comfortable, is it?
No.
Dogs and poodles, if you find yourself in a jam on the side of the highway, give my folks at Bay 11 Towing a call, 404-770-6949. Again, that's 404-770-6949. Being stranded on the side of the road in Metro Atlanta is very stressful and dangerous. Bay 11 Towing is who you need to call, whether you're dealing with a flat tire, dead battery, full-on breakdown, or whatever that may have you on the side of the road. Call our folks at Bay 11 Towing, and they will get to you with a competitive rate and quicker than everybody else in town. Again, that's Bay 11 Towing. That number is 404-770-6949.
We are back. I'm trying to see if anybody asked us any questions. Now I don't see none. We might not be answering no question tonight. All I can say is,
we did a good job of explaining things.
Maybe so. Because
Right.
it's anything about what we talked about or anything you just had and you just wanted to know. All the while
Shout
your
out to
glasses broke all the time.
Mr. International, negative Notty.
We got a song for him. I got a song for you, Mr. International.
It-
It came to me right now. Mr. International, just like a passport. Do you really think she asked for it? Either him or me? Champagne, Hennessy, or Tupac in the building. Wet.
Yeah, that's crazy because I'm actually one of the more positive people that you'll ever get to meet. I somehow got this connotation of negative Notty, which is not true. I just tell the truth all the time.
It's his truth.
Right. Well, there are two types of truths. There's a objective truth, and then there's a universal truth, a truth that we all accept, and then you got the personal truth. That's your own truth, my own truth. And a lot of time it's best to keep your personal truths away from a situation. But for a show like this, that's what we
that's what we talking about.
We have our personal truths, but an objective truth is one that everybody can pretty much agree on. Like Arle's shirt is red. We can all agree on that. Blessings. I appreciate you, Richard Bullock. Oh, here's a question right here from Mr. International. Why can't two things be true?
He was talking about he brought that up when you were talking about Joy Taylor having slept her way to the top, and
right,
I was saying that people could actually have done the work and gotten their way to there.
Yeah, I think two things can be true. I think Joy Taylor worked hard on sleeping her way to the top. I agree. Two things can be true.
I'm not gonna say that woman slept her way to the top because I have been accused of some things just because I'm friendly or whatever, and it wasn't the truth.
It's alleged. It's alleged. I'm just saying I can believe everything that was written in those. I read like 5 articles. Everything that was written in those 5 articles about Joy Taylor, I can believe them. They all make sense to me.
People can believe really bad stuff about me too.
The timelines added up. If the timelines add up, I just have to.
All I can say
is appreciate you.
I've been a woman my entire life, and we get accused of some things that we don't do. A guy had to break it down to me. He was like, Arle, you're gonna have to stop being friendly to people. I said, but that's just my nature. He said, because most guys can't handle it, and the next thing they're gonna think is y'all go together because you said hey and you smile. I'm like, hi, how are you? Hey, so we're gonna go. I'm like, I was just saying hey. Oh, hold on. Then it turns into, if I'm talking to him too long, I remember in high school dudes being like, oh, she's sleeping with him. I hadn't slept with nobody. I didn't even know what sleeping with was. I was so innocent. But because I talked to them too long, they done made it all up, and that's what they went with.
Right. I feel you on that. I like I said, it's all alleged. It's just, with the divorce, all the stories are lining up with all these. So, usually, I don't know, but, hopefully, everything work out for her and she can keep taking care of her family or whoever she got to take care of. No, I ain't hating on Joy. I just believe what this stuff say. The accuser isn't credible.
But that's the unfortunate part. They tried to say some of those Me Too women weren't credible. They had to go before all these people. Like, I just feel like sometimes women, like if I got raped, they went, well, she had on a short skirt. I don't care if I came out there naked. You're not supposed to put your penis in me if I said no. But we always come after the women. We come after the victim most of the time. And my other issue is for women who make this stuff up because they mad or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Then you messing it up for women who have really been hurt or have been harmed in some way. And they're not going to get the justice they deserve because you out here making up lies and you just never know. You don't ever know. I will say this. Women too, I'm not going to just put on men, can be overly aggressive sometimes about, like, you want it. No, I don't. I said no. You just playing. Just because I have a couple. I got so many stories about that kind of stuff.
But I like I say, she got fired from her job and then she want to file a lawsuit. My thing is
now truth is she has said that she has HR. She had contacted HR multiple times over the course of some years.
All right.
And if HR wasn't doing anything about him, that's why that Fox is named in the lawsuit as well. I'm not gonna quit my job.
No. You don't quit your job.
HR is supposed to help me. But if HR did not do what their job was, then they in trouble. And got fired, now I got a lawsuit.
One thing I know about going to HR, when you go to HR, everything is on record. You even get you even get a piece of paper that shows that you went to HR. So if HR didn't do nothing about it, then Fox, they gonna settle.
Yep.
That's what's gonna happen. But I mean, I guess we're gonna find out. It's all gonna come down to shoot quick. I'm gonna ask this question all the men want the answer to, but afraid to ask. Arle, what's your foot size?
I 6.5, 7. Why they scared to ask? What is foot size? I know for men, foot size, we think it's important. Women are like, oh, we got a big old foot. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And it might not mean a damn thing. Child, let me tell you how I know. But don't y'all want women with little bitty feet? I mean,
Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
I
I don't want a woman who wears size 12. I don't think.
I know.
Definitely, if she wears size 12 and wear a lot of makeup and a weave, that might not be a woman.
Right.
Check that out.
Right. There might be a little Adam's apple.
Right.
Raider Cab. What does that mean if I got a big foot or a little foot? I've never.
You might want to buy you some shoes, Arle. Let the man
6.5, 7.
Right. Let the man do what he gonna do.
I love shoes.
You might got some gifts coming to you.
Send them to me. I love shoes. They're my fave. I love a good heel. I love it. Right now I have on Uggs because it's cold outside.
My mama chimed in. Why do all black men get them white and Latino girls? First of all, it's not all black men. Most black men like black women. Most of the marriages that black men have, I think it was some research done. 90 to 95% of black men who marry women, they marry black women. Now, when it comes to like athletes and things of that nature, I think that's what they show us.
Yeah.
I think that's what they intentionally show us because there's an agenda going on to keep the black man and the black woman divided. They don't want us together. They want the black woman to be with a white male or some other male. They want the black male to be with a white woman, and they want all these kids to be light skinned so they can preserve their race. These folks are in panic mode right now.
I know, but let me say this, and this is me speaking from an ex-NFL wife. I told y'all this story when my ex-husband went to play for Kansas City, and he called me he moved up there first, and I was getting everything ready and then moving. He was like, "Let me warn you now, it ain't a lot of y'all up here. It's a lot of us up here, but a lot of y'all." And I was like, "What?" I'm gonna find that picture. It is a picture. It might have been 7 of us. It's 53-man roster. It might have been 7 of us. We all kind of stand together, and it's nothing but it's mind blowing. So. Yeah, what they explained to me was that it's because they go to different functions and we as women of color aren't as well versed in some of these things like going to ski lodges or knowing which fork to use. There was some bull because you didn't know either. Somebody could have taught me. So
yeah, I think it's some bull. I just think that right now, especially with the way social media is, these black women are looking bad on social media. They need to stop. Whatever you got in the algorithm that tells you that black men ain't nothing, black women ain't nothing, you need to stop following that. You need to change your algorithm. Absolutely. Your algorithm is messed up, and if you keep watching those buffoonish clips and takes, it's bound to seep into your mind. Yeah. So we just need to leave that stuff alone. It's a bunch of crap.
About kings and queens in this piece.
Correct.
Shoot.
2 more questions. Carrie Portis, were y'all fans of the Atlanta series?
Carrie, I am in an episode of that, but I can't. It was a strip club episode.
So I need to see that. I missed that episode.
All you can see is me standing outside. They cut my lines, and you see me smoking a cigarette and walk back in the Gold Club. Anyway, I did not watch the entire series, Carrie. I think it's a really good show, though. I think he's an incredible talent. And the show, all of them were incredible talents. Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh yeah,
The other guy's name. He has 3 names. He's just in a movie that's coming out with the girl. That's a boxer. He's playing, I guess, the man that trained you, her trainer, and Childish Gambino. Talented.
Right.
So,
right.
I love it.
Yeah,
I need to go back and watch. I started trying to binge watch it and just never did get through.
That's what I got to do. I got to binge watch season 2. I think didn't they have a season 3?
They had season 5, I think.
Oh, see, after 1, I be too busy to watch TV like that.
I know.
So but I really did enjoy season 1. I thought it was very well written.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely will go back and watch the rest of the series. Last question to Arle. Hey, Arle, do you get residuals from Tubi movies?
No. Child, I signed over my rights to those movies when I first did them.
See how we go broke. Y'all see, we just talked about this.
But let me tell you, as a young aspiring actor, or as a young aspiring actor, you trying to just work, and they know it, so they use that against you. But a lot of it is too. I want to work with people that are up and coming. Like those movies were from like people who are trying to build their thing to get to like that Tyler Perry status or that Steven Spielberg. You know, because you always see the same people. One of them always gets Leonardo DiCaprio in every movie he directs. So, you know, you want your team, and I'm always trying to be with the people that's trying to build their team. So no, I did not get any residuals. Some of those I did not work for free on, you know, it was limited funds because they're independent artists who were trying to put them out. They just did a great job, and it looks like movies. But no.
Right, you on your grind.
I'm hustling.
Yeah, I mean,
y'all see me. Y'all look. For those of you who live in Georgia, there is a Wellstar commercial that I am in, and I'm about to. As soon as I get off this with y'all, I'm about to email my agent. Like, did I sign up for them to play that thing another however many weeks? Because if one more person tell me they saw me, I was like, I didn't get paid for that. Hold up. So you know, and they always trying to get over on the artists because they know. My pastor always said, if you do what you love, you know, you didn't care what. If you didn't get paid for it, do what you love. Acting and entertaining is the thing I love. Don't have to get paid for it, but Georgia, but don't nothing about my love here, so I got to get paid.
And that was 5. 3 movies I'm gonna give people that they need to go watch. They need to go watch A Christmas Prayer, starring Arle. She was pretty good in that movie.
I know the holiday is over, but
she did some stuff that might get under your skin, but it was a good movie. I saw The Piano Lesson. The Piano Lesson
was really good, but I'm not ready to watch it.
That's powerful. Oh no, you ain't gonna be mad at all. The acting is great. I mean, the acting
they saw me mad at the storyline itself. I don't do well with people mistreating folks.
No,
I thought it had something to do with that piano and
it did have something.
Steal it from these people.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Trust me, you want to see it. You want to see it, and just the acting, just the level. The high quality of acting in that movie, it was superb. And also, I watched 688. It was a decent piece. You know, it was historical. It was based on a true story. So, and the ending was very good at how they actually had some of those women who are still alive there to kind of speak on it a little bit. So,
awesome.
Right. So, it's been good having you back, Arle. Good to see you.
Good to see you in 2025. I'll see you in the morning. Please check us out in the morning on the 2 Live Stews experience at 7 a.m. And if you can't catch us at 7 live, go back and check it out at your leisure because we're on YouTube at 2 Live Stews. Then join us again next. Oh, and following us tonight. If you want to, I believe Joe Hamilton is coming on with the Joe Show.
Yeah, I'll be hosting the Joe Show tonight. Right.
So please join us live for all of his takes on all that's going on. And in the morning at 7 a.m. And then we will see y'all back again on Arle and Notty for the No Show next Wednesday night. Have your questions ready. We're going to answer them whether we want to or not. We might have to run around the question depending on what y'all ask. Y'all get too personal. I don't know.
I'm just telling y'all the truth, man. That's all I got for you, the truth. We'll holler at y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all again for showing up and contributing to the show. It's all about y'all, man, and that's what we do it for. So until the next time,